Hey, happy Wednesday, guys. Well, today we're still working with exponents, and to help you get all of your notes together and to get all of your rules in one place, we have uploaded a Rules of Exponents sheet for you. It is in Google Slides, so you can fill it in as we watch this video. And now, I know it's hard to watch a video and fill it in the slides, so if you want to have both screens open and you can toggle back and forth, what I would do is watch the video through one time, just listen, try to soak it in, and then replay the video, pause it, and go back and forth so you don't have to do too much at one time and you can maybe catch on to what we're doing, okay? So do what works for you, but I'm thinking watch it through one time. It's not going to be a real long video, and then go back, pause it, fill in your sheet, typing it in, and then don't forget to submit, okay? All right, so we're going to start off with product of powers, that rule. So it says, let me zoom in a little bit for you. All right, it says to multiply with the same base, blank the exponents. All right, this was the very first one that we learned, and we said when you are multiplying with the same base, you add the exponents. Okay, add the exponents. All right, then we've given you two examples below that. Oh, that's smeared. Oh, well. We got 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 3rd. So I'm keeping the base, and I'm adding the exponents. So 4 plus 3 is 7. Okay. Same thing with variables. So I have a to the 3rd times a to the 5th. So this variable is here to say that it works for any number, any negative number, any number. So I've got a to the 3rd times a to the 5th. We keep our base, and we add our exponents. So 3 plus 5 is 8. And that's all we do. We don't evaluate. We are just simplifying. All right, quotient of powers. Well, quotient means to divide. So when we are dividing with the same base, we subtract the exponents. I told you in the video, I gave you the little slant rhyme that said, when stacked, you subtract. Whatever helps you remember that. Okay. All right, so let's look at our problems. We got 3 to the 7th divided by 3 to the 4th. Now remember, this is the same thing as this. It's just not easy to put that in on the computer. But they're stacked, they're being divided, so we subtract the exponents. So 7 minus 4 is 3. So we have 3 to the 3rd power. We kept the base. All right, same thing for variables. Now this sign should be a division sign. So sorry about that. I'll try to get that changed before I put it in your slide. So we have a to the 8th divided by a to the 3rd. They're dividing, so 8 minus 3. So a to the 5th. Okay. All right, then we had power of a power. So to find the power of a power, we multiply the exponents. Okay. So we've got 2 squared raised to the 3rd. Now remember, this means we have 2 squared times 2 squared times 2 squared. Okay. And we saw up here that when you're multiplying with the same base, you add that exponent. Well, if you added 2 plus 2 plus 2, you would get 6. Well, 2 times 3 is 6. So it's a shortcut to know to multiply your exponents. All right, same thing here. We keep the a, multiply the exponents. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay. All right, then we've got power of a product. It says find the power of each factor and multiply. Okay. So that means that this number is going to, and let me underline each because that's very important. So this number is raised to the 3rd, X is raised to the 3rd, Y is raised to the 3rd, Z is raised to the 3rd, each factor in the parentheses gets that 3. Now, right now 6, you can't see its exponent, but we know there's a 1 understood. Just like for the z, there's a 1 understood. So 1 times 3 is just 3. So I have 6 to the third, x squared raised to the third, 2 times 3 is 6. We have y to the fourth raised to the third, 4 times 3 is 12. And z to the third, z raised to the third is z to the third, because 1 times 3 is 3. You have to take it to each factor. That's very important. Don't leave any of them out. And then you multiply. Okay. All right. Then for our 0 exponent, you saw this in your notes yesterday. It says any non-zero number to the 0 power is 1. 1, always. So 2 to the 0 power is 1. A to the 0 power is 1. Negative 3 to the 0 power is 1. Okay? Every time. All right, then you also saw negative exponents yesterday. It says any non-zero number to the negative n power is the blank of its nth power. Reciprocal. Now, you learned yesterday reciprocal means you're just flipping the number over. Okay? So 8 to the negative 2 is 1 over 8 squared. By putting that exponent on the bottom of the fraction, that's making it positive. Because if you have a negative exponent, you really have a fraction. That's what that number means. That number is smaller than 1. It's between 0 and 1. So I have 1 over 8 squared. All right, a to the negative 3 is 1 over a to the third. Okay. All right, and then our last one, it says when bases are different and exponents are the same, so it looks a little different, we multiply the base, and what are we going to do with those exponents? We're going to keep it. Keep. So we multiply the base and we keep the exponent. So 2 times 6 is 12, and we keep the exponent. Okay? All right, so once you have watched the video, now go back and fill it in on your Google slide and then submit that so that we can see you have done it. Be sure you are submitting your work each day. Some of you are working and asking questions, but then you're not submitting the work. Also be sure that you're turning in pictures of your homework when those are when we're asking for those. Some of you on the Monday and Tuesday, you just shared to us or submitted the slideshow where you filled in the numbers, but we haven't seen the actual homework yet. Okay, so be sure that you're doing that also. Everything counts. Remember, that's how we're collecting grades, and that's how we're marking your attendance, is you're doing the work that is assigned. All right, guys, have a great Wednesday. Talk to you soon.